of thine eyes.
We are fighter.
On what wing dare he aspire?
Tell you what, that is incredible. This is why he's an 8-time champion.
What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart?
Pure natural talent.
And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet?
He's lost control.
What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain?
Okay, Xavi, go on.
When the stars threw down their spears
Sebastian Ogier's off.
and watered heaven with their tears,
It is a first WRC victory for Oliver Solberg.
did he smile his work to see?
Toyota are the world manufacturer champions.
Did he who made the lamb make thee?
Sebastian Ogier. He's done it. He is the world champion.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright.
Well, there we have it. 9 times the world champion. My goodness me, what an incredible feat. There's only one man in the world that has achieved that, and that is Sébastien Loeb. And now Sébastien Ogier is equal. And I was thinking about that. It's in time for his son to be there for those special moments, and I'm sure that was a huge motivation for him as well. Celebrations will continue on. Welcome to the extended coverage here with us in Jeddah for the next 45 minutes or so. Now we will be bringing you all sorts from up at the podium. You can hear Julian Porter in the background, so let's hand over to that.
I mean, it obviously feels very good at the moment because it makes us forget a little bit all that tough, hard time we had throughout the season. Even if there were some highs at some moment, very often it ended with a low. And to end up the season at least with a 1-2 for the team should give an additional boost of motivation for the hard winter time we're going to have, because we have a lot of work to do to be back where we have been and where we should be. And therefore I think that this victory, but also this 1 and 2 this weekend, and the pace Adrien and we were able to show this weekend was very positive. But we shouldn't be too positive, because there was a lot of road cleaning here this weekend. Obviously a lot of luck as well with the punctures. So at the end we had a good run and got through, and we won the rally, but still is a lot of work left.
Team won in Greece, you've won here, like Oit was in Greece, you were here. Demanding, challenging rallies, you seem to excel on the car. Do you want a load of demanding rallies next year?
Well, I think rallies like Greece and such rallies, we have always been competitive, always been strong. I was been able to manage somehow to not damage the car and get through, but that doesn't work all the time, you know. So we were a bit lucky on Friday. We got the puncture not too early in the stage, and were able to get it through. Yesterday, mechanical issues in the morning, which cost us obviously 30 seconds. But at the end, the target was not to give up. Despite being a bit demotivated and not having the energy anymore at the end of the season after such a tough year, we carried on, and obviously we got the reward.
Martijn, I don't know whether you've got a microphone or you can borrow. You've got two there. Look at that. Hey, he's got two. Martijn, obviously, first place, a win. And a nice touch there from the organisers to actually recognise the co-driver, the winning co-driver, with a special trophy for you. But how tough's it been out there this weekend?
Very, very tough and very stressful as well, because even though we as co-driver, we are in the notes, you even see all the stones around you in your sight. So you're always afraid to hear a bang or to break something. But we have been a little bit lucky maybe to avoid big problems. And even on this last stage, I was just watching my countdown. Every single kilometer going down, I was a little bit more relieved. And when we reach the end of the stage, even now I'm still a little bit stressed, but it has been a good weekend for the team.
At the end of stage 16, the penultimate stage, you weren't aware of what was going on around. Thierry told us in the interview at the end, I said we need to push more, and you were like, no, this is good. How do you feel that?
I mean, it's managing the risk, and in the places where the risk was low, we were on a very good speed, I felt. But I knew that we needed to take care in the rougher sections, and I think we managed that very well. So I always try to control this man, he did very well. So I'm proud of him that he managed again. In these rough conditions, to take care of the car and to bring us to this victory.
Someone else who's got everybody organised is Seb's got his son very well trained to bring a bottle of water mid-thing. So that's good. Andrew, I'm going to come to you. 3 rallies into your job, your new job, and a win. Thierry's mentioned it about the boost inside that team. How important is this?
Oh, it's vital. You know, at the moment the team's had a tough year. And I have to take my hats off to everybody in the factory, back at base, here on the rally, who's done an incredible job, really dug deep. This has been a tough weekend. It's a challenging rally. I would like to thank the people of Saudi Arabia for putting on such a warm welcome for us, but it's been a tough rally. And the team has done an incredible job, and we hope that this is just the first step of a really positive season for us. The guys are testing on Tuesday for Monte Carlo, so there is no break for these guys. They're straight into the program for next year.
That's pretty brutal, but they love the sport. At the end of the day, it's not a hardship, I don't think, going and testing in Monte Carlo for them. But that just shows the commitment the team have got.
Absolutely, and 100% from the drivers. Unfortunately, Oit isn't on the podium with us, but there was a very good chance that he could have been yesterday afternoon. But the job that those guys have done has been incredible over the year to dig deep and keep pushing when there were some challenges. But now hopefully we can, as Thierry says, we can't stop because now is the hard work starts. But I think the team is ready to fight.
Okay, right. Someone come on, pass the microphone along to Mr. Fourmaux. We're going to speak. He's got one. He's prepared as well. Adrien, obviously. I mean, if I was to look at your graph of positions, it would be like a heart rate monitor going up and down all the places, different positions in the top 10 as we've gone along. But on the podium, another good solid speed and position. How do you look at it?
Well, I'm a bit 50-50 today. For sure, happy to be on the podium. But at the same time, a bit sad with what happened yesterday, and we had 1 minute penalty, and we are under the minute today. So for sure, it's difficult. I'm still chasing the first win, and we maybe let it go away yesterday evening. So for sure, it's a 50-50. But anyway, I give also some character, building character, I would say, for the future to make sure that those small details don't stop us to get more podiums and victory. I can only say thanks to the team for the whole season. Anyway, we are now at the end, first season with the Hyundai team. Yeah, it's been a tough season, but it's at the same time there was some up and down, and I'm looking forward to see for the future, because for sure I will never give up to get at least my first victory and then more.
Okay, I'm going to come to Alex next. I don't know whether he's got a microphone. He has now. Alex, obviously, as Adrien said there, you know, so close but so far away. But what was this event like out there, managing a driver who's full of kind of speed and emotion out on those demanding roads? What was it like inside the car?
Of course, we have like the temperature is like so hot during all the week. Also in Ricky, it's a long rally for sure. We have a lot of up and down during the race, and for sure it's a big mistake we have yesterday. Is mine as well a bit. So I'm a bit sad because I think my driver is driving perfectly this weekend for sure, and all the team pushing a lot for to have like a strong car, for no mechanical issue, nothing. But I'm very happy just for the team, because and also for Thierry and Martijn, because he's working a lot for going again in a podium, in a victory, and now we have, so that is good.
That is good. Andrew, have you got a microphone? Because before I go to Seb and Vincent, I just want to ask you a question. I should have picked up on it earlier. You went, the boys are going testing on Tuesday. You haven't announced any drivers officially yet, so who's doing the testing?
Some Hyundai drivers.
Okay, so we're not going to get a scoop here, no?
No, I'm afraid not, no.
Okay, right.
I won't, I can tell you.
It's not Seb. It's not Seb, that's for sure. Okay, right. Thank you, Andrew. Sebastian, I'm going to come to you now. 9-time world champion. It's been a massive season. You missed 3 events and you still win it. You've had maybe 45 minutes to think about it now, but what does it mean to you?
Hard to put words on that. The truth is, I was never thinking this moment will happen in my life, because some years ago I decided to change a little bit the path of my career and my life, try to enjoy a bit more what in my eyes became more important, and this is my son and my family. And yeah, through the chance of working with a fantastic team around me, the chance of having found a new, younger co-drivers, which is doing an amazing job on my side, and which is, I don't know, somehow have motivated me and make me younger as well again. Together, yeah, we achieved great things, and today, honestly, I was almost more happy for him, and before the event and all, I was feeling more the pressure that I hope it's happened, because he deserved it a lot, and for me, it's honestly feel that doesn't change my life to have 8, 9, 10, whatever. It's for sure make me happy. It's great. It's great to join a legend like Sebastian Loeb on this number. But yeah, it hasn't been my priority anymore. Nevertheless, I can say I will celebrate it for sure.
You did say something to us on an interview over there about your program for next year. You have 9 world champions. You join Loeb, as you've just said. With your program next year, 10. Come on, they would be making you like the ultimate.
One thing is for sure is I don't have the motivation anymore to go full year. It makes such a difference when you have this couple of weeks more at home, and also especially this year I had to miss for the first time one holiday week of my son, and it was during Rally Japan, so it was worth the trip. I needed those points, but yeah, it didn't feel so great, and I want to avoid that as much as I can. So that's why I announced next year I won't be competing when he has holiday, but my wife is happy, yeah. And but yeah, I just found a great balance like this. So next year I announce it now, because I just wanted to stop the speculation of when is he coming or not. And sometimes I feel exhausted with that, and I want also to, how you say, close the
the mouth of the people who just say, oh, he just come when he feel it's easier or whatever. So just simple. You look the calendar, when it's German or school holiday, I won't be there, and otherwise I will make 10 rallies, and that's it.
So 10 rallies for Sebastian Ogier that next year. Guys around you, that's a big amount that he can still do. You've got to knock him off his perch, yeah?
Yeah, but the reality is the season, like you just mentioned it, it's been an amazing run this year. 11 rally, 10 times on the podium, 6 win. It's been, I don't know the average point, but it's incredible. And these kind of things, you know, in motorsport, there is so many parameters you don't control. On weekend like this, for example, that was the extreme case, but it's happened often, you know. I have many elements in my control, but so many things can happen. And also, I'm human, you know, everybody does mistake. And this year, yeah, it's probably one of my best seasons ever in terms of performance and in terms of consistency. So it worked all together. The star got the line, and now I have the chance to get these 9 titles. To press repeat on a season like this will be far from easy.
Okay, I'm going to last but definitely not least, our co-driver world champion for 2025, Vincent Landais. What does that feel like when you hear that?
If I have to be honest, at the moment I feel quite normal. The job is not done yet because I still have one-time control to do, so keep cool. But yeah, obviously I'm feeling very proud of that. It's been many years of working and sacrifices, and it was worth it. So thanks again to my man. He made the job, and I made my best beside him to bring him to that one. So I'm quite proud of that.
You've made him younger, he says. You've motivated him to like new heights as such. But what is that position like? It's been 3 years with Seb. Stuff of dreams, I would say. But what is it like working with such a major superstar of the sport?
I mean, if I look my level now from what I came from when I joined him, I'm so different now. I do many more things than before, and even better, and I'm getting even better rally after rally. So yeah, it's a huge chance for me to be beside him. He teach me a lot of things, and thanks again for that. And yeah, but I want more. I would like more again.
Okay, he wants a second world championship, Seb. I don't know whether you heard that. He wants more. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our top 3. Thierry Neuville, Martijn Wydaeghe, Andrew Wheatley from Hyundai, Adrien Fourmaux, Alex Corrie, and our world champions for 2025, Sebastian Ogier and Vincent Landais.
There we have it, 9 times the charm. What an absolutely fantastic way to finish off our season. I'm now joined by Mike Chen. Jenny, the first time I get to chat to you, of course, you've commentated through that stage, the wild ride that we've seen all weekend as well. He says it doesn't make that much difference to him, but you know what? He'll go down in the history books once again as an absolute legend of the sport.
I think in the big scheme of things for Sebastian Ogier, everything that he's achieved, you know, winning this championship by just 4 points from Elvin Evans and Kalle Rovanperä there, you can see having to settle in third. But I think in the big scheme of things, with everything that he's achieved, it does mean an awful lot to him. It's just that he's achieved other things in his life now. He's a family man, you know, and I think that's what he was trying to say there. That stuff's more important to him, and that's quite right, you know. I think when you win 1, 2, 3. You know, that's when it means everything to you. But you know, when you win 9 and you have a family at home, and that's why he's only doing a part-time season to spend more time with his family. Just goes to show how good he is, though, right? To come here on the part-time championship campaign and make it 9, it makes him amongst the greatest of all time, Kiri. And trust me, he says it doesn't mean much to him. He's playing it cool there. He will want to do 10 next year.
When he's 80 and looking back, yeah, it will be a very special thing. All right, and the final rally result as well. Thierry Neuville finally gets that rally victory after such a difficult season. Fourmaux in second, so it's a double podium for Hyundai. Things that they would have hoped for a lot earlier on the season, but as they spoke about Andrew Wheatley and Fourmaux and Neuville, Neuville that it's a good way to set themselves up for 2026. So there you go. That is the celebrations of Thierry Neuville there. What a wild ride it's been to get to the victory. I absolutely can't believe what happened at the beginning of this rally and to where we are with Thierry standing on the top of his car celebrating a victory, and of course a 9-time world champion. And I think also really nice, given the last time he won a championship we were in Monza and the celebrations were more meek, so it's exciting to be able to celebrate in style here in Saudi. All right, this is the manufacturers. We know this already. We saw Toyota celebrate in Japan. Hyundai followed up behind, and M Sport in third. That's how we rounded out the season. That is after 14 rounds, 11 months, a whole year of 2025 in WRC is done once again. We know all the answers to all of our questions. What an absolutely incredible performance from Sebastian. And Jenny, you were saying this, and he's just sort of reiterated that in that discussion with Julian there. The form that he has been on has been absolutely incredible. The statistics of his season are just unbelievable.
Yeah, he's, as we've mentioned a few times over the weekend, you have to go back to 2016 to find Sebastian Ogier winning 6 rounds in a year. And but it's not just been that. I think what's more impressive is, with the exception of CER, where he had that off, was fighting for a rally win in CER, remember. But had he, with the exception of CER, he's been on the podium everywhere. He turned up and has just been slapping points in the bag, but doing so, and on 6 occasions, taking rally victories as well. So he's on the best form of his life, and when Sebastian Ogier is that good, I think it's credit to Elfyn Evans to have literally taken it down to the final stage. That's how good a year Elfyn has had as well, and let's not forget that. But we are now witnessing one of the greatest of all time, taking his 9th world title, Kiri.
It's so easy, isn't it, in the moments to forget, because Sebastian Ogier, it's the man that's made history, it's the man that's won the World Championship, but Elfyn Evans was the man keeping him honest the whole way through. Like you said in commentary, he's led for the majority of the season. It's very few rounds that he hasn't led. It must be such a hard pill to swallow. That is how motorsport works. That's how the game falls. And 2026 for Elfyn Evans will be another year and another battle. And we saw it with Thierry. He went runner-up many, many times.
Yeah, I mean, Thierry was runner-up 4 times. Elfyn Evans is now runner-up 5 times. And he has been, as you say, leading the championship for the majority of the year. He's been leading the championship for 10 rounds. 10 rounds of the year. He's worked hard and he's been there and he's driven so smart, so intelligently. But this weekend, particularly today, was about the sprint. And he was out-sprinted at the final hour. That's as simple as that. But you can take nothing away from Elfyn. I would actually put this year down as Elfyn Evans' best year ever. He's at his peak right now, and he can take that as a real positive going into next year. When we start again, we go again, and Elfyn Evans is on top form. This should give him, he shouldn't be disappointed, he should be fired up now. He shouldn't be disappointed, he should be fired up. Show him the plane going, I'll show you next year. Next year I'm going home as world champion. Next year everyone's going to be saying Elfyn Evans, world champion. And he came so close this year, as he has done on 4 occasions before. Now it's 5. But yeah, he has done a superb job this year, and I'm excited to see what he can do in 26.
Yeah, indeed, and he will be a full season in 2026 again to contend with all the challenges that it faces. Thierry, we've said that, we keep referencing it, he needed the win, he needed something to take away from 2025. 2024 was his year, and then it just slipped away so early and so quickly from him. It's such a big change from world champion to no win, so at least the win secures a bit of confidence for 2026.
Absolutely. Look, it's a brilliant way for our outgoing world champion in 2024 to end his 2025 season in what has been, frankly, and no one at Hyundai will disagree with me, Thierry won't disagree with me, what's been a disaster year for him and for the team. It's been a real bogey year for them, and he said it in his interview at the very end of the stage there. We've got a lot of work to do in the next 6 weeks, a lot of work to do, but they leave this weekend with 2 Hyundais on the podium, and that's a good result for them. It should give them confidence going forward. I think Thierry drove really well. He drove smart. He did capitalise on other people's mistakes. He capitalised on the fact that Adrien Fourmaux, who's played a blinder this weekend, this young man, was on for a rally victory.
Right.
And had he not, based on the times that we have received at the end of the stage, had he not picked up that 1 minute victory, you're looking right now at who would have won this rally. Now, of course, Thierry could have responded differently, could have pushed harder in places, whatever, but Adrien Fourmaux sadly picked up that 1 minute penalty yesterday for checking into service a minute early, and as a result, he has to settle for second best. The first time he's been a runner-up, still his best result from a WRC event, but he will leave going, I could have been a rally winner. And now he's got to wait.
Yeah, but he will have learned a lot. It was Niki Lauda who did a speech talking about the fact that you learn more from your mistakes and the bad times than you do from the good. You remember all of those and you learn so much. And Adrien Fourmaux certainly will never make that mistake again. Neither will Alex.
Well, we need to be careful here because I don't necessarily think it was on Adrien or Alex. There was a lot of confusion with the team as well. So you're right, and that is that famous speech from Niki. It's the whole team who's got to learn from that mistake. And it's very... Last night when we heard the news coming in, as we look at Sami Payari getting his medals, last night when we heard the news come in, I felt so sorry for Alex Correa. Instantly you think of that it's the co-driver's fault. I think there was actually some confusion across the board, and we cannot put this at the door of Alex Correa.
Irrespective, they'll put it on their door. That's the thing, won't they? And they'll learn from it themselves. They'll be so disappointed with themselves. But like you said, and we know that from even our side, everything's a team. Nothing is just a one-man job. And to get them through all of this, there's a whole team that's been working, like you were talking about in commentary, a whole year of birthdays missed and other things that they put their lives and dedication into.
Yeah, that's what this sport is. The harder you work, the better your results are. And no question that everybody sacrifices. We always talk about how much the drivers sacrifice. It's the people at home who sacrifice an awful lot as well, and the families. And we mustn't forget those. And it's so nice to see all the families coming out. Seb's got his family here, Thierry Neuville as well, and to round off the year in an exciting way. But you're right. So many people have to work hard in the backgrounds too, but this really is one of those sports where you get back what you put in, and that's what we've seen throughout 2025. But yeah, can't stress enough, Hyundai themselves as a team need to learn from what happened this weekend, because Adrien Fourmaux, to my mind, was robbed a little bit.
Well, what you are watching now, we just saw Taka. He managed to pull that car back home, didn't he? And Elfyn Evans, of course, the man that we have been watching so closely this weekend. Such disappointment for him. And I do hope that he takes the attitude that you've just inspired him to take, Chenny, which is, we'll get him next year.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what he's got to believe. If you believe that you can't do it, you won't do it. And I and so many other people far more important than me. You know, I'm just at the bottom of the rung. Believe the same thing as well, that Elfyn Evans has got what it takes. He's got the minerals to be a world champion. So get out there and get the job done. He's come so close this year. And again, it was something we were discussing last night. The worst thing that you want to do would be for Elfyn to be on the plane tonight going, oh, what if I'd done this? Or what if I'd done that? Or I could have done this. And, he's driven smart over the first couple of days, and he has done what he needed to do today, which is go flat out. It just wasn't enough, but he did everything he could do. You know, in the power stage, he was phenomenal, terrifyingly quick, and perhaps if we'd seen a little bit of that pace earlier on, it would have happened for him.
Yeah, indeed. And Kalle Rothenperä as well. The game changed probably for him in CER. It changed early on when he hit that Armco barrier, didn't it? That sort of took him out of the play. But, he's had an incredible season all the same. Perhaps not started the way he wanted, but there's some good memories to take away. Canaries for him flying on tarmac. And, of course, walking away from the WRC with 2 World Championship titles for now. And we were talking about this in CER when he announced the fact that he was going to change the angle of his motorsport career. Is that Seb's pretty much 15 years older than him, so he can come back in 10 years and still do it all again, should he wish.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there, Kiri, across both fronts. The first being that it was the start of his season that let Kalle down more than anything. It was a slow start. He was struggling to get the car working with the Hankook tyre to suit his driving style, and he had to relearn how to make the Hankook tyre work for him. Once he'd done that, he had that eureka moment, and it all came together for him, and then that's when his season really got underway. But it took a while, didn't it, when other people had settled in quicker. And yeah, so far as him not being around, I'm going to miss him. I'm terribly, and Jonny Halsen, because they have just given us so many wonderful stories across the year. But the story continues, and it's one that we will all follow as well, to see how Kalle gets on in a single-seater. Next year, Super Formula, he's not going to have it all his own way there. Trust me, that is a properly competitive sport. On a single lap, that man will be as quick as everybody else, but how fast can he learn racecraft? And that's going to be really interesting to see. And I think as well, we're going to have a lot of people who are circuit racing fans now watching WRC as a result of Kalle Rovanperä going to do that. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. Difficult year for this man, Gregoire Munster. And remains to be seen what Gregoire's going to be doing in 2026. Had a struggle, really struggled this weekend as well to get the car doing what he wanted it to do to make it work for him. Wasn't really able to get into a rhythm on the sand. And Gregoire Munster and Louis Luca say goodbye to 2025.
We'll find out a bit more about what he's doing. You have to keep across all of our social media channels to find out exactly who is where. Silly season's taking us a little longer than normal to find out. Josh, again, quite a difficult season. We knew it was going to be a learning season for him. Who knows what will be in store for both of those guys for next year. But you know what? He's finished this rally, and this rally was a particularly difficult one. So he can at least be happy that he's managed to bring his car home in one piece.
Yeah, I think it started out poorly for Josh, didn't it? Straight off the bat, getting a puncture literally on the very first stage, or the very first desert stage, should I say, and on the back foot from that moment on. But you know, Josh has been in a different position to everybody else this year. He's been at school in the World Rally Championship, and he's learned an awful lot, as you said. So hopefully we see him back next year, and hopefully he can apply everything from this year into 2026.
And another one that we say goodbye to, for how long we don't know, or forever we don't know, but either way, Ott Tänak has certainly left his mark. A World Championship title in 2019. His name goes down in the history books of WRC once again, but I think he leaves a bit more of a legacy, doesn't he? Ott Tänak's been revered. He's one of those names that everyone will talk about. He's one of the most fantastic drivers that we've had. He's definitely one of the bravest drivers that we've had, and I'm sure his legacy will live on plenty of time into the future. And whether he joins us again at some point, who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Ott in the future. He's just taking a sabbatical, at least that's what he told me in Japan, and if not, someone needs to have a stern word with him, because this is where he belongs and we want to see him here, as you said, giving us some incredible stories. But for now, wish Ott all the very best for the time he's going to spend with his family, and he should go away and enjoy that. That's what it's all about.
Now, Nasser Al-Attiyah joining us for this round. What a special treat for us, given the legacy that he's left behind in terms of WRC. Fun to watch him out there, fun to watch him in action.
Yeah, brilliant to have Nasser here. 20 times Middle Eastern Rally champion, 5 times Dakar champion, and a smiling champion as well. Regardless of the situation, he's always got to the end of the stage with a big smile on his face, giving us brilliant interviews. And you know, we need personalities like Nasser in this championship as well. He's enjoyed every single second of it. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the more often we see Nasser sat inside a Rally 1 car, the better.
There you go, smiling once again. And Candido Carrera, of course, sort of struggling with his injury that he had, but managed to power through right to the end.
Yeah, big heavy landing that actually ripped. It was so violent that it ripped the entire rear tailgate off the car. The entire boot was gone. And that hurt Candido's back, but he pressed on, determined as ever. Nasser then had to back off a little bit, particularly over jumps and rough stages, so he didn't aggravate that little injury where Candido had twinged his back. But yeah, they've been through it this weekend. They've had punctures. Candido's ripped his hand on the jack trying to get that working when they were changing a tyre. Like I said, they lost the tailgate and gave us those incredible pictures where they're both absolutely caked in dust. And but they're here. They've made it to the end of the rally, and that was their goal.
Yeah, indeed. A final smile for 2025 from Nasser for us. A joy to watch this weekend. Okay, well, you are joining us for the extended coverage of the podium celebration here in Saudi Arabia. The WRC 2 champion, Oliver Solberg, And of course, our Estonia winner steps up to Toyota next season. We talked quite a bit about this in terms of the younger guys coming through. Sami Pajari, Martin Sess, Oliver Solberg, Adrien Fourmaux. You know, sometimes it looks like, oh, we're losing some names, but actually we're gaining some pretty good battles for next year.
Yeah, look, the WRC has always been evolving. Since this championship started, it's been evolving, Kiri, and continues to evolve. And one of the most exciting things is seeing this young man, Oliver Solberg, joining Toyota. The reason why we can be excited is what he did in Estonia. If he'd have turned up in Estonia and only just been running 7th or 8th in the Toyota, then perhaps we'd have had a bit of a question mark over it. But he turned up, cleaned up, beat everybody fair and square, and that has made it incredibly exciting for all of us to see what he can do as he makes the step up to the full Toyota factory team in Rally 1 next year. And I promise you there'll be surprises. And don't be surprised if he's fighting for a Drivers' World Championship as well. Gus Greensmith comes up on to the podium now, confirmed as winner in the WRC 2 category this weekend. A brilliant drive from Gus to end his year on a high. Hasn't been the year he's wanted from a point-scoring perspective, but Gus has done a superb job to win the WRC 2 category. Nikolai Gryzin also confirmed as the Challenger champion, but WRC 2 winner this weekend goes to Gus. Driven really, really smart, Kiri. Stayed out of trouble, has opened up the taps when it's been safe to do so, and then avoided the rocks when he's had to do that, and fair play to Gus, another win.
Yeah, indeed. All right, I think we should see the WRC 2. Let's listen in.
Trophies presented to Gus Greensmith and Jonas Andersen. Those trophies will be presented by Arne Dirks, Chief Marketing Officer of WRC Promoter. Okay, let's give it up for the Forum 8 WRC2 mode stage winners, Gus Greensmith and Jonas Andersen. And now we move to the final podium of this year's rally here in Saudi Arabia for the WRC2 category. We would like to welcome in 3rd position overall, Robert Verbs and Jaco Vilo. Taking 2nd position overall, we would like to invite Nikolai Gryzin and Konstantin Alexandrov. And taking the win here at the Rally of Saudi Arabia 2025, Gus Greensmith and Jonas Andersen. Okay, everyone, please stand for the national anthem of the winning driver. Let's get started with the trophies. For the 3rd place, for Robert Burbes and Jaco Vilo. For 3rd place, presented by Mansour Agmobel, CEO of Saudi Motorsport Company and acting CEO of Saudi Automobile and Motorcycle Federation. Trophies for 2nd place presented by Munir Koji, head of Jamil Motorsport. trophies for our rally winners here in Saudi Arabia, presented by His Royal Highness Prince Khaled bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal, Chairman of Saudi Automobile and Motorcycle Federation and Saudi Motorsport Company. We would like to invite His Royal Highness Prince Khaled to remain on stage to present the award to the winners. Trophies for the FIA WRC2 Challenger for the Rally of Saudi Arabia is presented by His Royal Highness Prince Khaled bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal. Okay guys, congratulations, lift your bottles, it's time to celebrate!
Well, there we go. Gus Greensmith finally getting a victory WRC2 here in Saudi Arabia. A brilliant drive from him leaves him in 2025 on a high.
Yeah, again, I don't really think we've seen the true reflection of pace from Gus this year. I think he struggled a little bit in terms of his actual point scoring, but you know, doing what he did in Kenya and then again to win here on such a difficult rally just goes to show you've got to be the full package to do it on an event like this, and it's going to be interesting and exciting to see what Gus decides he's going to do next year, because there's a few mix-ups and a few changes coming in the WRC2 category.
Very exciting indeed for the final podium for WRC2 as they walk off a stage there. And of course getting that Forum 8 award for himself just to finish up the season. So this is how that championship finished up. Well, we know now from Chile that Oliver Solberg won, Johan Rusto, Nikolai Greisen, as you just said, won the Challenger, WRC2 Challenger here. Gus Greensmith in 4th, Robert Verves in 5th. This is the overall championship standings. Jan Solens and Rope Korhonen in 7th. And then Roberto Dapra in 8th, Kaito in 9th, and Alejandro Cachon in 10th. So you're 1, 2, 3 on your left of your screen for the championships in WRC2. Of course, Oliver Solberg winning that in style and heading off to Ventures New at Toyota.
A lot of talent on that leaderboard, isn't there? A lot of hot names there. Jan Rossell, Greisen, Greensmith, Robert Verves just getting going. Jan Solens as well has had a good year. We've seen some phenomenal pace from him. Such a shame Rupert Korhonen ripped the rear left suspension off the car this weekend. He was in the fight for the Challenger category as well. And then Roberto Dapra, who took that incredible win in Sardinia on home soil. Not here this weekend, but there's an awful lot of talent. Alejandro Cachon, unfortunately, couldn't continue, retired early from the event, but there's some really, really exciting names on that leaderboard. But what a year it's been for this young man, Oliver Solberg, as you say, Kiri, making the step up to Toyota next year. And as I said, trust me, don't be surprised if we see Oliver Solberg fighting for a Drivers' Championship, and that's the reason why we've left an epic 2025 and should be extremely excited about 2026. Yeah, we're losing Kalle Rovanperä and Uit Tanak, but we're going to get plenty more stories as well.
Yeah, I really do think so. And sometimes it does seem, you know, like a switch. Maybe it's sadder than it is. But actually, this young talent, this battle this weekend, Martin Sesks, Oliver Solberg, Sami Pajari, Adrien Fourmaux, these are the future. These are the names that we're going to be talking about for the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, for sure. And as I said, others in WRC2 as well. So it's incredibly exciting. And I'm glad you mentioned Martin Sesks there as well, because he is at such a good weekend. And it's such a shame we're not going to see that M Sport Puma coming over the finish ramp. Martin retiring before the power stage with engine troubles. But a brilliant weekend from Martin's and M Sport. My heart goes out to the whole team. They deserved at the very least a podium. But, you know, they've been in this position before. And you always come back stronger. So let's see what Martin Sesks is doing in 2026. And congratulations as well to Nikolai Gryzin. He's had to work for it this weekend. He hasn't been without his troubles, but confirmed as taking the challenger class. And it'll be exciting to see what he can do next year. I think Nikolai is worthy of a seat in a Rally 1 car. We know there's a seat at Hyundai available. Is that what they want? Do they want a young gun? Or do they want a safe pair of hands? You know, it depends how Hyundai are going to play it next year. They've got Adrien Fourmaux. They've got Thierry Neuville to go and win rallies for them. Do they want a couple of really good night watchmen to just go and score points? And in that case, you want experience. Or do they want a really young hotshot who wants to go and win rallies?
All right, let's listen to the Challenger podium.
WRC 2 Challenger winner by Malcolm Wilson, OBE of the FIA Deputy President for Sport. Challenger winners, Nikolai Gryzin, Konstantin Alexandrov. Give it up for them. You have the bottles. You can celebrate. Yes, it's time to celebrate. You can do it. Go for it. It's time to celebrate.
Well, there we go. Just some sand blazing in the distance for Nikolai Gryzin. Great weekend for him. Yeah, interesting what you say, Chenny. It'll be interesting to see what he does next year. And like you were saying, there's some additional options in WRC 2 as well in terms of cars and teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for sure Skoda, based on what Nikolai's done this year, would want to reinvest in Nikolai's services if they've got that option. But if Nikolai decides he wants to go somewhere else, we've got Lancia returning, or Stellantis, I should say. And then, of course, we've got Hyundai. There's a seat up for grabs there. What are M Sport gonna do? And it's not just Nikolai Gryzin. It's also, there are also other drivers within the WRC2 category that are worth the gamble.
Who would you put in the Hyundai third seat should that situation be there?
My opinion doesn't matter, but I think you've got two rally winners there. If you want a manufacturer's championship, which is what you want a solid pair of hands. I'd be looking at the likes of Danny Sordo, Esa-Pekka Lappi. I'd even be tapping up Martin Sesks right now because you don't know what he's going to be doing. I'd love to see Chris Meek return to the World Rally Championship. I don't think it's going to happen because he's on such a great run at the moment with Toyota in the Portuguese Championship. But Chris, pound for pound, was just terrifyingly quick. To this day, still one of the fastest, and he gave us so much entertainment. But I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, let's see. Again, it's up to Hyundai management to determine whether or not they want a young, hungry hotshot who might win a few rallies, but are also more likely to throw it off into the throw it off into the boonies, or just some guys that'll be happy to just constantly bag points for top 5 finishes.
All right, just having a look at Robert Ververs talking about the young guys just heading over. You are watching our extended coverage here of the podium celebration. Now, I think we might see, bless him, if he does, let's see, Martin Sesks might be coming up over the podium. Fair play if he has managed to get to that point. We will wait and see who heads up onto the ramp next here in Jeddah for the final round of the 2025 season. All our questions have been answered. Yes, Sebastian Ogier can do it. There we go. We have got for you, it's not Sesks. We've got for you the cars continuing to come over in the order in which they finish in. But we have got for you a 9-time world champion. Only one other man in the world to have equaled that. both Sebastians, ironically.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, incredible year again for Sebastian Ogier. Nasser Al-Attiyah in the Fiesta. Again, enjoys his rallying out here in the Middle East. He's got lots of experience in the sand, and brilliant to have him here. It's not just the world's best international drivers that we've had here in Saudi Arabia. We've had a lot of the local drivers as well from the Middle East who have been, who've come over and made the effort to be here and support this event and be a part of what has turned out to be an adventure. That's how I'd describe it. It's been an adventure, you know, yeah. and that's what ultimately the spirit of rallying is all about.
Trophies for the winners presented.
Right, we're going to head over to the Masters Cup podium.
Nasser Al-Attiyah and Siad Shehab by Peter Toole, Senior Director of Sport at WRC Promoter. Now give it up for the Masters Cup podium. Nasser Al-Attiyah and Siad Shehab. Okay, you guys, here's your bottles because it's time to celebrate.
Okay, well, that looks pretty much like we've worked our way through the majority of the podiums here in Saudi Arabia. So that is pretty much all the celebrations done. We are in the final throes of our little show for you, our little extended coverage. But before we leave you, we've got a bit more to show you. I spoke to Juha at the end of that Wolf Power stage. Let's have a listen in to his thoughts on the season. Well, Juha, what an incredible season it's been. What incredible guys you've got out there, and what an amazing man Sebastian Ogier is. There's just no stopping him.
No, I mean, he did a good season. Like Elfin, I mean, both of them has deserved to be a world champion, but only one man can be, and I think I keep him like all the time the best driver in the world, now equal with Sebastian Loeb. But difference to Ogier is that he has won with the three different manufacturers the title, like I did, you know, in the early days. But he has won 9 now, and I'm sure there will be very strong boys. You know, the next year, Elfin and Sepp, they are still hungry, and especially Elfin. I'm sure that he will put 100% for the next year to try to win the championship, and he can do that. That's no question about it. And then we have the 3 juniors, even Kalle left, but I trust them, and I have the 2 strong guys there. So I think we are the best in the team. Try to be the best in the team next year, but we are in the strong position anyway.
Well, enjoy some time to relax, Juha. It's been a wild ride.
It has been a wild day, yes, and wild rally, let's say that. Difficult rally to be your last one in the season, but everything is all right at the moment then.
Yeah, very much a difficult rally to be the last one, but well worth it, and the adventure and the entertainment. But for now, Sebastian Ogier, 9 times the charm. My goodness me, what a feat in life to have been able to live your dream and do it in such style. And also, I think such an important thing when you are a father, you want to show all of your career, you want to share it with your child once they get to the age that they can. And he's done that. He's managed to win a World Championship title with his son able to watch it and also to be able to remember it. Such a special moment, and so important as well to remember that Elfyn Evans was such a strong competitor for the whole season. And we shouldn't forget, he said it on that podium with Julian Porter there, Vincent Landais. What an absolutely brilliant first World Championship title for him.
Yeah, exactly. And I second what you were saying there about being an incredible sportsman, and that Sebastian Ogier is, and incredible competitor. And I can't stress it enough. It's not just the drivers that make the sacrifices, it's all the families as well. But look at this, everybody congratulating Sebastian Ogier on what has just been such a difficult rally. And while it's been difficult and stressful for all the teams and all the drivers, and I totally get that, this has given us such incredible entertainment. And at the end of the day, it's what the World Rally Championship is. It's an entertainment show. We're entertaining people at home, and that's how you get fans. And the more fans you got, the bigger your sport is. And boy, have we had an entertaining weekend. And so many people have been in touch with myself and Bex on social media and everything else, saying how incredible it is. There's been wild memes going around about how fans have been enjoying every single second of it, because we don't know which way it's going to go. And so for that, I think that this rally has been an incredible success. Hard for the drivers and teams, brilliant for us, brilliant for the sport.
All right, just one final podium. We managed to get it in with Fontana there, of course, being the WRC 3 champion. He managed to achieve that in Japan, but he manages to get another monumentous moment for himself, which is first place. We'll just have a listen in.
By His Royal Highness Prince Khaled bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal, Chairman of Saudi Motorsport Company and Saudi Automobile and Motorcycle Federation. Give it up for the winners of the WRC 3 here in Saudi Arabia. Okay, guys, receive your bottles because it's time to celebrate again.
Well, there we go. That is all of the podiums done for 2025. Let's just have a look at the final results there. It is, as we said, Fontana that takes another victory. And of course, we saw that fun moment from Vasilakis at one of the stages, stage 5 it was. So plenty of drama, high drama through WRC 3. All right, well, from myself, Mike Chen, and the rest of the team, it has been an absolute pleasure to be able to have brought you all of the coverage throughout of the season. That is the final results for our WRC 3 championship. Fontana, Gil, Rossi and Casals there. That is your top 4. So that is everything that has happened. That is everything that has been wrapped up there for the final round, round 14 of the WRC. So for 2025, it has been an epic season. Once again, Elfyn Evans brought it right down to the last moment, has made it some of the most exciting rallying that we've seen all season. Chenny, final thoughts?
Second what you said, incredible year. It'll go down in history as one of the most exciting. I think 2026 is going to be just as exciting. And for me personally, same as everyone at home, I'm just a fan of this, and I'm just very lucky to get it to be here and talk to you guys about it. So I've enjoyed every second of it. Thank you very much for having me along for the ride.
And whilst the teams are, of course, so many people, we are as well. And we do have an incredible team behind us, from Helsinki to everyone that travels to every event. It has been an absolute pleasure to work alongside you, and Mike Chen, and of course Bex Williams, PK, Julian and Molly. From all of us, it is goodbye. See you in 2026.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright.
Welcome everyone to the 2025 season of the FIA World Rally Championship.
What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry?
New season is kicking off. A new challenge is waiting.
In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes?
We are fighter.
On what wings dare he aspire? what the hand dare seize the fire, and what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart.
Pure natural talent.
And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet?
He's lost control.
What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain?
Okay, Xavi, go on.
When the stars threw down their spears,
Sebastian Ogier's off.
and watered heaven with their tears.
It is a first WRC victory for Oliver Solberg.
Did he smile his work to see?
Toyota are the world manufacturer champions.
Did he who made the lamp make thee?
Sebastian Ogier. He's done it. He is the world champion.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright.